it's Mimi in the kitchen, and I'm getting ready to do a big batch of chili. And I went online to find a recipe that's called large batch chili. Yeah, and what I'll do is, I think what I'll do is I'll have to put the I did put the URL on here somewhere. It's on the other copy that I saved, and hopefully I'll get around to publishing it. I hope I will. Anyway. And because it's a lot easier than trying to publish the whole recipe, you just put the link on in the description. So, I always forget, please like and subscribe my videos, so y'all know when I post them. It's not that often, but so you know when I do, okay? All right. First thing I want to do is tell you about my pantry challenge and how it's going. It's going really good, and it's forcing me to be very creative. For example, yesterday was my husband's birthday. He turned 71. Bless his heart. He's so sweet. And he wanted, it's your birthday, you get to have whatever you want, your favorite meal. And his favorite meal, I knew was steak, but I didn't know what he wanted to go with it. But he said broccoli and corn on the cob. So I cooked my regular dinner, and the kids had chicken fried rice and pot stickers. And that's dumplings, Asian dumplings, and you fry them up in the pan. So I did that. And I cooked 2 dinners yesterday. I was so tired when I was done. I didn't know what. It was 2 different dinners. And I have not been that tired, even when I do 5 or 6 dinners or meals. And I just make one big meal and then freeze whatever I have left over. And let me tell you, that was tiring. It really was. So what I'm going to do today, I was supposed to make the chili today and do the meatloaf. I'm going to put the meatloaf meat back in the refrigerator and do that tomorrow. Well, I can't do it tomorrow. Shoot. I can't do that till Thursday, maybe. Anyway, so I was tired, so I didn't do that. So what I do have is I have my fixes for my meatloaf. I went downstairs and I said, Lord, I don't have enough of this, don't have enough of that. But I have been scouring the place and trying to find everything I had. One thing I know I didn't have enough of was tomatoes. Canned tomatoes. I have a big old can of tomato sauce. This is one is almost 7-pound can of tomato sauce. But I also needed some tomatoes. So my family, most of the kids don't like tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. So this right here is probably equal to a can of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. Then I was able to find a can of diced fire roasted tomatoes. And then I found some, what else I found? I found something else. Oh, I found some petite diced tomatoes, a can. I found a can of stewed tomatoes. And I found a can of, now don't say, we're not going to tell nobody this is what I did. But I found a can of beets. They red. And I found another can of beets. And they red too. And if you ever had beets don't really, unless you pickle them or something, they really don't have a flavor of their own. But they're nice and chunky, and they give substance to the chili. And they red. I don't have to explain, ooh, what's that? It's red. So there must be something that goes in the chili because it's red. Then I also have a bag. Wait a minute, I got one more thing. Oh, my bag opened. Did it open? It surely did. Oh, no, all the juice came out of it. Oh, no. Evidently, the bag burst. What I did was I ground up some tomatoes from another meal. And, well, like I'm getting ready to do these. But the bag burst when I froze it. And all the juice went in the pot. So I can't use that. I'm not going to use that juice. And then I also have I have a container of tomato paste that I froze here. And I'm pretty sure I probably got another one downstairs, but I got tired of looking. So between all of these tomatoes here, I have plenty of tomatoes, enough tomatoey substance, even with the beets. Then I have some celery, a frozen celery in February. So I'm going to, this celery will go in the food processor to ground that up. And I was short on onions. So I found some leeks that I had frozen. I got those. I have some scallions. I've got some onion. You know how you cut the onions up? You don't use them all. I got that. Then I have some more scallions. I don't need all of this, but I got enough. And then I got some more onions here. So some of these I'm going to set aside to use in my meatloaf. I'm going to set those 3 big onions aside for my meatloaf. And I may make the meatloaf tonight after the kids get home. They'll be here to help me. And then I got some onion. I've got 3 garlic bulbs and a little bit of garlic in here. And, you know, I bought some garlic somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. It'll be somewhere. I'll probably find it during my freezer pantry challenge. It's sitting somewhere in a jar somewhere. I don't know if I froze. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, so I do have garlic here. And I have also have garlic powder that I can use. I also have 2 big bags of green of sweet peppers. I got a bag of I sliced and diced some red, green, and yellow ones there. And I have another bag here. And I'm actually not going to use all of this because I want to save some to use with my meatloaf later. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator so it won't thaw any more than it has already. Okay, next. All right, this is what I'm cooking it in. I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is 20 quarts right here. And this is a toaster roaster oven. And I'm going to do my toasting and roasting. I said I was going to do it in here, but you know what? I really don't want to. I really just want to use a big pot. I think I'm just going to use a big pot. Plans change. Instead, I think I'm going to use that to cook my meatloaf in it. Because it's big enough to hold 6 meatloaves. 3 on the bottom, and then I have a meatloaf pans that will sit on top. And I think I'll do that. That's a good idea. I'm so glad y'all helped me come up with that idea. Anyway, so getting back to my cooking. All right, I'm also going to add in sweet corn into my chili. I saw that recipe too. It had sweet corn. I don't think this recipe has it in it. I got these Bush's chili beans. They were like cents, you know, like 15, 20 cents, something like that, because I had a really good coupon. And so I got several cans of Bush's chili beans. And so I have 4, 5, 6 cans of the Bush's beans. I have 4 chili beans, 1 of the kidney beans, and another of the Catalina beans. And I may have, that's white, it was white. And I may go downstairs and get some more of the small ones, because I do have some more of these. I just had to wait and see how it looks in my pot. Then I have some over here. So I got 6. And another can of tomatoes. Yeah, I got plenty. So anyway, I went downstairs to my pantry and scoured my shelves and found all of this stuff, and I was so happy because I didn't have to go out. I wasn't going to go out and buy. I was going to change my menu and fix something else. I was not going to go out and buy any more stuff because I'm trying to do this good. Now, for my husband's birthday, I did go out and buy a steak because we didn't have the kind of steak that he likes, the big thick cowboy steak. So I did get him a steak, and he wanted some broccoli, and I didn't want to open a big bag of broccoli. And come to find out, I already had a container of broccoli from a couple nights ago. I just warmed it up and gave him that with a couple of ears of corn. He was so happy. So anyway, he loved. I make a good steak. I have to show y'all how one day. Okay, got my big measuring cup here, and I have another big can of kidney beans, but I am not using these simply because I think it'd be too much with all these beans. I don't think I'll have to use that. But I do have some more small cans downstairs if I need to add more beans to it. So I'm gonna get started now. And like I said, I was going to use my roaster oven for my chili, but I decided, y'all helped me decide to go ahead and use, because one thing I did today that you don't do when you're going to do big batch cooking, I slept in. I ain't get up. I've been up I got up around 10:30, something to 11. I was tired because I didn't go to bed last night until 3:30 trying to clean the kitchen. My grandson, who had kitchen duty last night, he did not do a very good job, so he will hear from Mimi when he gets home today. And what's the penalty? He'll have it again today. Hello. Okay, so this is all my ground meat I'm gonna have for my what's the name? What you call it? Lord hammer, meatloaf. That's meat. And this is my right here. This is my grease, and I'm gonna use to brown some of my meat. And I've got how much I have here for my. I was trying to make 12 pounds of use 12 pounds of meat for my chili. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 pounds of ground meat here that I'm going to use for my meatloaf. And I'll back now, and what I'm doing, I'm cutting up my vegetables. I just put in about 2 cups of green peppers, and now I'm going to cut up my onions for the chili. And I'm chopping them up. I didn't chop them real fine, but they're not coarse chopped either. But I can chop them a little finer than this, but this is fine. I'm gonna put in about that's about 1 cup, 3 cups of chopped onions. I've got some scallions here that I'm gonna use. These scallions. So this is about a 1 quart bag, and I'll tell you about how many I'm using. That's a 1 quart bag right there. And I'm gonna cut up some more onion. I got some more fine onions over here that were already open. I did find about 5 or 6 that I didn't even know I had. And that's one of these things about that freezer challenge. I'm finding stuff I didn't even know I had that would have gone to waste because it would have been in there so long I couldn't have used it. And I really feel bad, like, you know, like Grandma always said, all the children in Africa wish they had that food. Yes, they do. And I feel bad. I mean, even after this challenge is over, I'm going to continue like this, making sure that I only buy what we really need instead of wasting money. We can save so much money. Woo, child. Woo. Onion. I ain't chewing no bread. Well, see, one thing is the onions aren't cold. They were cold when I took them out originally, but they ain't cold no more. So, okay, I'm going to put these in there. What I was going to do was put them in a food processor, and I got lazy. I didn't feel like doing that. That's one more thing to clean up. No, I don't feel like that today. Although, after I finish, my eyes were watering and burning, and I probably wish I did. Woo! What I'll do is I'll take this, scrape all these in there, and then rinse this mat off. So, again, I'm probably about 2 hours behind where I should be right now. It is 1:45. Kids will be home in an hour and 15 minutes. At the very least, I want to have this on cooking. If it's cooking, I'm good. Because dinner's not until 5. And it needs about 2 hours to simmer. And it takes it about 45 minutes to an hour to come back to a boil or to a simmer after I put all this cold stuff in it. So get this stuff here, and I think that's my last onion. I gotta put anything in it. Is that my last onion? Do I have another onion over here? No. Oh, I got leeks. Yep, the leeks are going in there too. I'm gonna chop those up because those were a rough cut. The leeks are. This is like a mild onion, somewhere between an onion and I would say onion and scallion, but not really, because leeks don't make my eyes burn. So, but I will cut these up. Got about a good, probably a good 4 cups of scallions and onions and leeks and stuff right here. So I'm gonna put this in my pot. Pretty? That is so pretty. I got leeks and onions and the green and the yellow and the red peppers. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead now and let that simmer. I'm going to turn my fire up a little bit more and let that sweat. Best way to help your veggie sweat is just to put a little salt in it. Doesn't take a lot. Just a little. That's about a teaspoon of salt. I'm not going to put a whole lot in here because I don't want to over salt. But then again, I could because the salt I was using is salt sense. It's not really whole salt. So all of it is in contact with the bottom of the pan. And put the top on it for about 5 minutes and let that go to it. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to I got to put my I got to put this in the food processor. I was hoping I didn't have to get it out, but that's celery. I'm gonna have to get that out in the food processor. And also, I got to put in these tomatoes in the food processor to go with my tomato sauce and everything. So let me get started on that. Okay, now I have I cut up some plum tomatoes that I had in the that we had not used. So I cut those up before they went bad because they were starting to go bad just a little bit on the end. I have about a cup and a half of the celery. It was really a bunch of celery, probably half a bunch of celery. I just cut that up. And I'm going to put all this in the food processor, and I'm going to do that now. I'm getting ready to add my meat into my veggies. My veggies are nice and sweated down, like that. Yep. And the bacon fat, and now I'm going to add in my I'm going to go ahead and let me chop these veggies first and get these out of the way. This is going to make a lot of noise, y'all. So, you know what? How about you don't want to listen to this? You don't want to listen to this, do you? Okay, here we go. They don't have to be brown to a pulp. I really just want the thing to be kind of chopped up real good. And that's the way it is. It looks like that. See? Mm-hmm. That's good. Looks like salsa. It really does. Can you see this? Looks like salsa. Like that. Mm-hmm. All right, here. So take out my... I'm doing this one-handed, so this is a challenge. Okay, here we go. Put this in here. Yeah. And... okay, that's good. Turn up my fire. And I do have a couple of chunky pieces of tomatoes, but it will cook down because I'm going to cook this on the stove about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if I have enough time to see. Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock. We can go 3 hours almost. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to put in my ground beef. This one first. And any juices I had in there, they just go on in there with it. I'm not even worried about that. And this one, now I got this one. Is right here. It's heavy. I can't lift it with one hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and a couple places it's still pink, but by the time this finished cooking for 3 hours, it won't be pink no more. So let me stop this now. All right, now I have to stir this all up and get this all incorporated into itself. Probably a lot easier once the sauce and stuff is in it, but I want to get this started now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead now. It's coming back to a boil. I'm gonna start putting in my tomato sauce. I have tomato sauce here, big can of tomato sauce. I got another thing of tomatoes right here. I'm gonna put these tomatoes in there along with the canned tomatoes. I have to open these up, and some of y'all know I had surgery this summer on my hand, and I am home by myself. Anybody want to come by and open these cans up for me? This is really gonna be something. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Also, I have my beets here. These go in the food processor too. I'll put those in the food processor and get that done. I'll be back. Okay, here are my beets. I did pour off the juice. I didn't keep the beet juice on it. And I'm going to go ahead and do my beets. They get chunky real fine. I just don't want to recognize as beets. Oop, I got one hanging on the side right there. Hold on. All right, finished doing my beets. And it's more of a chopped puree kind of thing. Anyway, I got that going. Take this out. And pour this in. Yes, I did. And if you don't tell them, I'm sure not going to tell them. Heck, it's red. So who's gonna know? And beets don't taste nasty, and I love beets. I don't remember buying these. I don't know if they was on sale or not. I don't know. But anyway, here go the beets. Okay. And nobody's gonna know. Who's gonna know? It's just more nutrition in there. Yeah, more fiber. Hey, baby. Eggs. You got enough distilled water, Connie? You have enough distilled water? Okay, there we go. Okay, I have one more surprise veggie for the chili, and that is zucchini. Yes, I got 4 zucchini someone gave me, and I'm not going to throw these away. And this is probably not the way I would do it. Actually, I had more zucchini than this, and we grilled them. They liked them. They really did like. They were good too on the grill. We grilled them, but we're not grilling because it's rainy outside, and we're expecting Hurricane Florence over here on the East Coast. So we are not doing any grilling over the next few days. We're just praying that we don't lose any power. Don't know how that's going to work because it's been raining almost every day for the past month. So we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to chop this up and put these in the food processor. Right now, I'm cutting up the last of the zucchini, and just cut it in half. And this is going to go in the food processor, and this will just add more moisture to it. Zucchini by itself, it really doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. It really takes on the flavor of whatever sauce you have on it. So it's not going to take away from it. And this is just more nutrition for the kids, and more fiber for all the old folks. Make sure it's fine. Yep. And there we go. I'm going to put these in. This is 4 cups. This 4 cups. 2 quarts. Ooh, 8 cups. Oh, it doesn't have a taste. Okay, that's what it looks like. It's like that. Looks like slaw. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, and this will cook down to mush. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chili. Here's this all zucchini. I already stirred in some of it. And actually, once it's stirred in, you can't see it. You cannot see it. So, and this is a great way to stretch your meat also. I wasn't trying to stretch meat. I needed 12 pounds of beef, and I got 12 pounds of beef. But because I added all the extra veggies in there, I might get more chili than I thought. So, which is fine. Yes, there you go. Okay, last bit of anybody see beets? I don't see any beets. Who sees beets? You see beets? I don't see any beets. I don't see. You see zucchini? I see no zucchini. No. And I haven't gotten the tomato sauce in here yet. And there's no zucchini. Yes. There you go. Okay. Now, next, I'm going to put in my tomato sauce. Okay. My little people are home. Some of them are anyway. And the big people are back there too. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you the ingredients, what I put in here. I did not measure anything. I had a big pot of meat, and I just went ahead and mixed up where I know chili should be. I did a couple new things, and I'll tell you what those are. First thing, I used 12 pounds of ground meat. You can use ground turkey, ground chicken, ground whatever. If you use ground chicken or turkey, you're going to have to add some kind of fat because it will not, it'll stick to the bottom of your pot. You don't want that. And also, I'm saying brown the ground beef. I didn't brown it. It was not, only reason it got brown because it cooked. But I did not get a crust on it or nothing like that. Okay, I used a big can of tomato sauce. Ouch. And that comes to 100 and, how many ounces is that? It's 6 pounds and 9 ounces, whatever that is. That's how much tomato sauce that was. I haven't started yet, honey. And then I have, I put in chipotle seasoning, Texas hot sauce with chipotle, hot sauce, Texas Pete. And I used about a half a bottle of that. That's all I had in there. I use red kidney beans, diced tomatoes, petite diced tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, chili beans. You hear them fussing? Come on, y'all. Ground cumin, whole sweet corn. I've never done that one before, so that's new. The diced fire roasted tomatoes. Never used the fire roasted tomatoes before. Somebody gave me that. Onion powder, dark chili powder, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, A1 sauce, paprika, garlic powder. This is bacon grease. Also used the coarse sea salt as opposed to the fine sea salt. Do not know what the difference is. Actually, this is not sea salt. This is just coarse salt. This is not sea salt. This is just coarse salt. Okay, I got this from H Mart. Unless that says sea salt. Sea salt. Okay, and I used white onions. I used scallions. I also used celery, zucchini, and beets. In addition, I had the cannellini beans, and the only garlic I used was garlic powder, and I had about a teaspoon of granulated garlic. And that is all the stuff I used. I don't know what proportion it was. I have no clue. I just did it, and I followed this large batch recipe kind of close. I added a few extra stuff. I didn't use any browning sauce. Didn't use any vegetable oil. And I did use the water and stuff like that. Let me see, what else did I use? I haven't done the topping with the cheese yet because that's in the freezer. I have to go get that. And I'm also going to have some chopped scallions to go on top of that. So right now, I'm going to ask my grandkids what they would rather have. Would they rather dip with the taco cups? The corn chips, or the cup, or the muffins. Now, keep in mind now, Mimi's so tired.
So we have to choose either the chips.
Yeah.
Or the corn muffins?
Yeah,
We're going with the corn muffins.
No, I don't like corn muffins. Mimi, I know for dinner now. It's chili and cornbread.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you want cornbread.
I just ran.
Raise your hand if you want cornbread.
Me.
I do.
Everybody wants cornbread. Y'all want cornbread?
Mimi, can you don't get the
Cornbread. Okay. And nobody even cared that Mimi's tired. And look at all this. I got to wash up all this. Look at this.
If you make the cornbread, can you not put honey on it?
Well, it's honey. It's already honey in it.
But you can't taste it.
You can't taste it. Just sweet.
You know what?
I won't put any honey on it. Okay, how about that? Okay.
You want cornbread?
Okay. Y'all want cornbread?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Okay, she said cornbread.
Anyway, okay. So that's it. I guess I gotta go make some cornbread. Okay, here's the finished product. Our delicious chili with the zucchini and the beets. Nobody knows because I'm not telling. I don't see. Hi, honey. How you? You doing good?
Yeah.
Why you in here?
No, I'm just gonna ask you.
Oh, you just.
Ready.
Oh, I didn't say it was ready yet. I'll call you, honey. We got another 9 minutes. Okay, I'll call you. You're first, all right? Whew. Almost got busted. He's the very one that don't want it if he doesn't recognize what it is. So like I said, beets and zucchini in there. Yes. And nobody knows the difference. They love it. And I also put the corn in. I didn't put a lot of corn. I just need to familiarize them with it. And so they can, oh, this is good. And even though it has corn in it, it's good. Yes. So I got my chili done. I got I was boiling eggs. They have boiled eggs for breakfast. Almost every morning they'll have a boiled egg with bacon or whatever. That's my cornbread. That's cooking in there. And it happens to be honey cornbread. Well, somebody decided they don't like honey in their cornbread. Let me tell you something. I've been doing honey and cornbread ever since I've been making it. One day they walked in on me and I was pouring honey in it. All of a sudden, I don't like honey in my cornbread. Oh, okay. Well, I won't put none in this one. Child, please. They don't even know it. I put honey in both of them. It just didn't look like it had honey in the other one. So this day, Mimi, can you make it? They don't put any honey on it after you cook it? Okay, I won't. I put the honey in it before I cooked it. So hey, I use honey and let me show you what else. This is recycling. Sorry about that. I use cream style golden sweet corn. Doesn't matter what brand. And add some more sweetness to it and the corn. So I add 3 corn. I used this came with actually 4 pouches of muffin mix. It's a 4-pack. And I made all 4, and it made me 2 pans of cornbread. And I added 3 cans of cream style corn. And what you do is make sure that you stir it up. Doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, just needs to be incorporated in there really good. And then, but you also have to add, it tells you to cook it for, let me see what it says right here. It says cook it, hold on y'all, 26 minutes. This is, okay, 26, because I used a 9 by 9 inch pan. And it said to cook it 22 to 26 minutes. I added 15 minutes to that. So I'm cooking mine for 41 minutes. And it's not quite done, so I may have to add another 5 minutes, which would make it about 45 minutes. Because it's not quite there. The center is not quite there. So I got 7 more minutes. And if I stop opening the oven, it'll be fine. And that's what we're having for dinner. Some of the kids, one of the kids said, I don't like cornbread, so we have tortilla chips. The dippers, you know, you can dip them. They're like cups. So I got a bag of those, so they'll eat those along with that. And I have some cheddar cheese to put on top. And I also have, I have some scallions. I'm going to chop some scallions. Some of them like the scallions on top, so I'll chop scallions and put that on top. And of the chili. So they have the cheese, the scallions, the dip for that, and then for dessert, you had to have ice cream and cookies for dessert because I'm tired. Mimi, I have been standing up on my feet since 11 o'clock this morning. Mimi tired. I'm about done. It's almost nighttime. I'm through. I might be able to squeeze in one more frame showing them if they like it or not. Whew. Until then, see you later. Hey, this is Mimi. They absolutely loved everything. They loved the chili, never knew about the beets or the zucchini in it, and it's our secret, okay? And the cornbread was a hit. They loved it. Despite some of the ones who said they didn't like cornbread or didn't like honey, they devoured it. But I kept one and put it in the freezer for another day. This is Mimi, and I hope you try the big batch chili and the honey cornbread. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe.